I'm miserable. You have to take care of yourself in order to take care of your family, your patients. It was not a decision that was taken lightly. Hey everybody. Oh, hold on. Shutter's up. Hold up. I need a new camera so bad, it's not even funny. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Alyssa. I recently made this video. You guys can check it out in the eye in the sky, basically letting y'all know that I quit my job. And a lot of you were kind of curious as to why I quit my job and kind of the process that I went through deciding to leave my job and pursue a different opportunity. So that is what this video is gonna be all about. Hopefully you guys don't mind that I'm wearing a hat. Scrub hats do not do much for your hair, like, let's be real. And I worked today, so I really wanted to get this video up for you guys because I know I kind of, I mostly just made an announcement video and I kind of left you guys hanging unintentionally. I know some of you were wanting to know a little bit more, which is natural, so that's what this bad boy is about. If you don't know, I was a med-surg nurse. I worked on an IMC unit, so we had like insulin drips, cardiac drips, whatever. So that was the unit that I came from. I started there in January of 2019, and I left at the end of August 2019. Just for reference. So I had been there about 8 months. I was primarily on night shift. I oriented during the day for I think 2 months, and then I had a month on, I started on nights for like the rest of the whole shebang. So I had been on nights for probably a good 6 months of it, which if you have been watching for a while, it was very brutal on my body. So I'm basically just gonna kind of get into the reasons why I started kind of looking for a different job. I kind of started realizing after I just kept trying different things to try to see, you know, I'm not even gonna get into the things that I've tried. If you wanna watch my videos, you can go watch all my night shift videos. I will link those here. You guys can kind of see, I often talked about the different sleep methods that I was trying. Nothing really helped. I pretty much had, I don't know the actual name, I'll just put it right here for you guys, like shift work disorders, shift work sleep disorders, something like that, which basically some people just don't adjust. When you're taking something as big as your circadian rhythm and you're trying to mess with that, there are so many hormones involved in that, and my body was like, hell nah, sis. Not happening. I kind of just started realizing that maybe this isn't just like a transition, that this is maybe just my body. It didn't matter how much I slept, when I slept, I felt like crap all the time. I would maybe feel good. I still slowly was transitioning a little bit more on nights where I would have maybe 2 good days a week, but other than that, I really only felt okay for 1 day a week, which that's not really any way to live. Towards the end of my last job, my hair started falling out. It's still falling out, probably just because of stress and everything like that. So that was kind of concerning. Every time I would brush my hair, or even like I just constantly had hair like all over me, which I've really only had with postpartum, just postpartum hair loss, which is very normal to lose hair postpartum. But I haven't lost that much hair since after I had my kids, and I would just run my fingers through my hair, and I just would have like a fistful of hair. That was kind of scary. Yeah. That was kind of a big deal. Obviously, the feeling like crap all the time. It was really hard on my family life. Obviously, Charlie had to take over most of the parenting duties, which he did very gracefully. He never complained. He really was a true champ. I know it was really hard on him though. And my kids also really had a hard time. They kind of just assumed that I would miss all important events because I'd be sleeping. We even went to a birthday party out of town, and I literally felt so ill I had to go sleep in my car. It was just brutal, and I finally got to a point where I was like, I need to get something on either day shift or PMs. Just this night shift thing is just not working. So those are kind of like my main reasons on why I kind of started looking. If you are considering changing positions, the first thing that I did is I made an appointment with my manager. I emailed her, said, hey, can we talk? I was very open with my manager. Pretty sure some tears were shed, and I was just like, I'm miserable. It was a very difficult decision for me to come to, because part of you kind of feels like maybe you're failing even though you're not, because being in the caring profession, most of us that are in it, it's because we are constantly putting other people first, but there comes a point where you have to stop doing that. You have to take care of yourself in order to take care of your family, your patients. So I just kind of got to that point where I was, you know, enough was kind of enough. So I met with my manager, kind of talked to her. We had very open communication. I had let her know that I had been applying. Initially, I was applying for positions at my same facility. I did end up interviewing in the PACU, which is technically critical care. A lot of people go to the PACU from like the ICU, things like that. Interviewed for that, I shadowed, and it kind of got, you know, the wheels kind of rolling. Like when I did my pediatric rotation, I was in the cardiac ICU at a very big children's hospital, and I was able to watch a bedside procedure. The patient basically had cardiac tamponade, and they opened the patient at the bedside, and I just remember like just thinking that that was super cool. I really liked the OR in school, and that's what kind of got the wheels turning. I spent probably a couple months just kind of seeing what was out there. I really didn't apply for a whole lot of positions, other than I did apply for a day shift med surge position, which was at a different facility within my hospital system, and that was filled by an internal employee, so I didn't get that one. And then I also applied for that PACU position. I found out well after the fact. I think I had already accepted my new position when I found out that I wasn't selected for the PACU position. I really kind of thought that I would end up staying on my own unit for the day shift, and I knew that there would probably be a position opening at some point. It was just kind of a matter of when, but I was so desperate. Like, this was probably a 2+ month process with me kind of realizing that I needed to do something else, and also starting to apply for positions. The position that I chose, which is the operating room now, for those of you that don't know, I actually applied for the OR position. I accepted. I applied for an OR position and a cath lab position at another facility, not the facility that I'm at now. So that's kind of how that all happened. I just kind of want to talk more into like how I kind of decided to kind of leave my job. I am not really going to share my own pros and cons. I did make an old-fashioned pros and cons list. I had extensive conversations with my husband. I really wanted to be super sure. I was so hesitant, and I knew kind of like we had been talking about me taking a different position for a while, and then when I got the phone calls for the phone interviews, I was like, oh shit, maybe this is actually gonna happen. So then we started talking about it a little bit more seriously. Then I had my interview actually in the OR, where it was a 4-hour shadow, 1-hour interview, so a 5-hour ordeal. Then I felt it went really, really well, and I just remember telling my husband, like, I might get offered this position straight up. So then we really, really talked about it. And going back to what I was saying is, I could tell you my pros and cons list, but some of the things that are more important to me are not going to be as important to other people. Obviously, day shift was one of my pros. One of my cons that weighed really, really heavily is I worked and left such an amazing team. And a lot of my team members were just like, when I was kind of talking to them about it, because I took a couple days to think about it, they're like, you're crazy. Like, you know, obviously working with your coworkers is great, but that's not enough. And, you know, I was like, gosh, but like, it's so scary to leave what you know. I had finally just started feeling comfortable in my role as a nurse on med-surg, on a med-surg floor. And it was just, that was a really hard decision. So that was a really, really heavy con that weighed on me, is leaving these people that I've grown to like love. But ultimately what came down to kind of making the decision is it was day shift, primarily with some PMs. Obviously I will have call, but with call, when you're on call, you obviously make an hourly wage while you're on call. And then if you get called in, you make time and a half. Once I'm done with orientation, I'll be able to take call. And the nice thing about that is some people don't like taking their call and are willing to give it up. So coming from a lots of debt standpoint, that was obviously a big plus. You know, basically I could work as much or as little, well, not as little, but I could work as much in excess that I wanted and kind of be able to pick and choose that, which was really nice. Those were obviously some of my pros. Plus I really wanted to get in the OR. I thought that it would be such a cool opportunity. One question that I've been getting asked so much is if I was in a contract. No, I was not in a contract. I did not sign a contract. I kind of want to end this video with a little bit of a positive thing. Obviously you don't want to just take leaving your position lightly. It's not something that should just be like, oh, I had a bad day, I'm gonna quit. This is a thought process that that I had been experiencing and going through back and forth with my husband and my manager and just trying to figure everything out, it was not a decision that was taken lightly. The grass is not always greener on the other side. I just want to put that out there, but at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you. And that's kind of ultimately what it came down to. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope it gave you a little bit more insight on why I chose to leave my previous position. Obviously, yes, I'll be making more videos about being in the OR. My orientation is 6 to 9 months long, so I have a whole world ahead of me. I'm just gonna say right now, I'm in my 2nd week and I feel like a new grad all over again. So those of you that are new grads, or you're still struggling a little bit, it's cool. We got this, you know, it's gonna be fine. It just takes time and you just have to be patient with the process. So anywho, that is a whole lot of talking for y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have some more vlog style videos coming up, some cleaning videos coming up. I've got a lot coming up. So make sure that you are subscribed with your notifications on. Let me know down below either what specialty you are interested in if you're a nursing student, or even if you are a nurse, maybe the specialty that you're in, or a specialty that you would love to go into. I would definitely love to see that from you guys. So I will catch you guys later. Catch y'all on the flip side, or whatever. Peace. That's all I got.